Hey guys, it's me, and I finally have a camera cable and I'm able to use my camera again. Sorry it took so long. For some reason we ordered this cable through a company in New York, but then the package it came in was from Hong Kong. I don't know what happened there. But, so that's why it took so long, I guess. But I'm back now, and I have a few projects to show you. And I also have a little bit of a haul, because I bought a whole bunch of books and yarn and stuff, so I'm going to do a little bit of a haul. But first I'll start off with my completed crochet projects, because I haven't completed much in a long time to show you. So, the first thing was I crocheted a basic hat, because I had a lot of yarn left over from that bag I made that I showed in a previous video, and I made a hat to match. Just a basic little hat. I'll put a link for the pattern to this down below. I'll put links for everything I can down below. So this is my hat, and my brother really liked this hat and wanted me to make him one in black, but a little bit shorter, so that it would be like beanie style. So I made him one in black. He actually ordered this like a month ago, and I still haven't given it to him. So, but yep, basic beanie hat in black. And these two hats are just made with all half double crochet stitches. And then my sister also enjoyed my hats. Sorry. And she requested one for my niece, so I made this one. It's sort of a basic hat, but with little cable stitching on it. I don't know if you can quite see that. So this is all double crochet and treble crochet for the cable stitching. And the pattern for this actually had beads on this hat, but I didn't really like how it looked with beads on it, so I just left the beads off. And plus I had never crocheted with beads before, and I had never done cable stitch before, so I didn't really want to learn two new things at once. I just wanted to focus on the cable stitching, so that, and I didn't like how the beads looked on it, so I just did a basic hat. This is for my 8-year-old niece. And then, since I did one for that niece, I figured I should do one for my other niece as well. And I also found this pattern online. It's let's call it a butterfly hat, because this thing is supposed to look kind of like a butterfly. It's supposed to go on the side of the head. This hat actually turned out a lot smaller than I thought it would, so I don't think it's going to fit my niece. I'm not sure if it'll stretch enough to fit her. I might have to make it again in a little bigger size, and then I'll probably donate this to charity or something. But yeah, I think it's really cute. I'll post the links for the patterns for all those hats down below. And the last thing I have is, this is my very first attempt at amigurumi. It's supposed to be a little apple. It was supposed to have more of like an apple shape, but I kind of messed up some of the rows, so it didn't look quite right, and I don't think I stuffed it enough. But, so I think it looks kind of more like a little tomato than an apple, and the leaves aren't sitting quite like they did in the picture, but, I think it's cute. I think it's pretty good for a first attempt at amigurumi. I got the pattern for this in a magazine, so I can't share the pattern with you. But, yeah, so that's my first amigurumi, and it sits on my desk, just up at the top here. The next thing, I guess this kind of ties in with my haul, because my husband is a big fan of Doctor Who, and back in I think it was the late 70s, early 80s, one of the Doctor Who's in the show had this big, long, knitted scarf that it was about 20 feet long, and he wrapped it around himself a couple of times, and it was huge, and he wore it all the time. And a lot of people like to knit their own versions of this scarf, and my husband wanted one. So, funny story, I found a pattern online, and it called for a specific brand of yarn that none of the yarn shops in my city sell. And I couldn't really find the right shades of colors in other brands, so I really wanted to find this brand, and they actually have this brand. It's called Brown Sheep, by the way. They had it at a little yarn shop in a town about 20 minutes out of our town. So we went there for a drive, And apparently lots of people have gone to this store to find this specific yarn for this specific scarf. So the owner of this shop put together a little kit with all the colors of the yarn that you need and the pattern for the scarf, and she's selling it. She doesn't call it the Doctor Who scarf because obviously she wouldn't be allowed to do that. But it's called the Time Traveler scarf, and it has all the yarn that the pattern on the internet called for. And she rewrote the pattern in easier to understand words, and she did credit it to the well, here's the cat. She did credit the pattern to the owner of the pattern online, and I will link that to you down below as well. So this is the beginning of the scarf. It's a really wide scarf, 55 stitches long. I kind of messed up a little, so I think I might rip out the tan and do it again, but so it's a really wide scarf, and the finished, the finished product will probably be about 11 feet long, the pattern said. So, and this is the brown sheep yarn, 100% wool in sport weight. And I was really disappointed that the kit came in sport weight because I really don't like knitting with really thin yarn. I don't really like knitting at all to begin with. Knitting really frustrates me. But I can do okay if I'm using a thicker yarn. But they only had the kit in sport weight yarn, and I was actually looking for the colors in worsted weight yarn. I was just going to buy them separately, not buy the kit, just buy the yarn in worsted weight, but they didn't have all the colors in worsted weight, so I had to buy the kit, and I'm really not liking the thinness of this yarn. But so this scarf is probably going to take me a very long time to make, so don't expect to see the finished product anytime soon. So this is the tan. This color here is called Spiced Plum. And then the rest of the colors, I just have to grab the bag here. Came in this nifty little bag. The rest of the colors of the scarf are, there's the plum, charcoal, wood moss. It's kind of a browny greenish. Chocolate Kisses, which is a light brown. Red Fox, which is a nice bright red. And Goldenrod, which is a goldish yellow. And yeah, those are all the colors. Yeah, that's another wood moss. So the scarf is made up of all those different colors, and there's like sections of different sizes of all the different colors throughout. So it's actually a really neat scarf. You'll see the picture of it when you check out the link down below. So that's actually part of my yarn haul. This kit altogether, there were 12 balls of yarn, and they're actually kind of small, but how many? Doesn't have ounces, but it says 50 grams, approximately 184 yards, and there are 12 of these, and the rewritten pattern in this kit, and that kit was $49.95. So that's actually not too bad for all that yarn, and it's a good quality wool yarn. So $49.95 for that. And then I have a big yarn haul here. I went to my local Value Village. Value Village is a thrift shop here in Canada. A secondhand shop. It's basically the same kind of thing as like a Salvation Army or Goodwill. But the proceeds from the sales at Value Village go to support the Canadian Diabetes Association. And my brother and sister both have type 1 diabetes, so I like to shop here a lot and support them. And anytime I have old clothes or household items that I don't want anymore, I usually donate them there. So I went to this secondhand shop, and they actually had a section of craft stuff and a little wall of yarn, and I bought almost all the yarn they had there because it was so good and so cheap. I don't know who would get rid of this, but so the first thing I found was this. Well, they're still in the bags. I haven't taken them out, but because they put them in bags and hang them on the wall. But the first thing I found was this giant skein of Red Heart. It's like this, I don't know how big, just 16-ounce skein. And it looks like some of it was used, but not very much of it. So I got most of this giant skein and was $2.99. And I'm pretty sure brand new these cost somewhere around $10, I would think. So $3 for this giant skein of Red Heart. And I have a lot of Christmas things I want to make for next Christmas, so that's what I'll probably use this for. And then I found this Fentex Dynasty, this really nice, shiny, deep green color, and these look like they haven't been used at all. And there's 2 skeins here, and this was $3.99 for 2 skeins. And it actually has the original price sticker from the original store. They're $2.19 each, and I got them for $3 for 2, so that's pretty good. And then this bag has 3 brand new skeins of Bernat Barella yarn in a nice gray color. I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but they're brand new and pretty, so I bought them. And 3 skeins, 3.5 ounce skeins, 3 of them, $4.99. And then I got, oh, this one burst open actually, so I can show you. I got 2 bags of these 2 little skeins of Patons Canadiana yarn, and I just figure you can never have too much black yarn, so I got these 2. Each bag has 2 skeins in them, and they were $1.99 each, so $2 for 2 skeins of yarn. These were $1 each, basically. So yeah, I got 2 bags of those, and I got 3 bags of this brand new shiny Bernat satin pink yarn, and it looks so pretty. I have no idea what I'm going to use it for, but it was so pretty, and I just couldn't walk away from it. So, and there are 3 of those, and they have 2 skeins each in them, and each bag was $3.99. 3.5 ounce skeins, and the color is actually called Cameo, but it's like a shiny light pink, and I love it. I have no idea what I'm going to use it for, but they're so pretty. So that was my yarn haul. And normally I can't just buy yarn and not know what I'm going to use it for. I have to have a specific pattern already picked out and buy the yarn for it. I can't justify buying yarn without having something planned to use it for, but all that yarn was so cheap and pretty, and I just couldn't say no. So I think I'm slowly crossing over to the dark side. So that was my yarn haul. Now just a little book haul. My birthday was a couple of weekends ago, and I went to Michael's and splurged on another crochet book. This one is 250 Stitches to Crochet. There are so many pretty, like, different styles of stitches in here. I might have to start doing tutorials on them because I want to do something different than just like haul and project showing off videos. So I might actually start doing some tutorials on different stitches because there are so many pretty stitches in here. And I'm pretty sure actual stitches can't be copyrighted. So I might have to start doing tutorials. I'm not sure yet. That's what I could use my new yarn for, I guess. But yeah, I love this book. It was actually kind of pricey. After tax, it came to almost $30. And I just discovered today that they have it on Amazon on sale right now for like $15. So I spent way more than I should have on it, but that's okay because I love it. And it's so good, and there's 250 stitches in here. I think it was a good buy. And a couple weekends ago, my husband and I went driving around town. We have a whole bunch of used bookstores around town, and we went driving around to a few of them, and I checked out the craft shelves in all of them. And in one of them, I found this Reader's Digest Complete Guide to Needlework for $7. And it has like every kind of needlework in it. There's embroidery, needlepoint, knitting, applique, quilting, patchwork, macrame, crochet, rug making, lace work. in the lace work, there's tatting and like all kinds of awesome needlework stuff in here, and I really wanted a sort of an encyclopedia of like needlecraft stuff, so I was so excited when I found this. So I think I might have to branch out from crochet and knitting and start trying some of these other crafts. I've always wanted to try macrame, and I think I might have to, now that I have this book, I might have to try a little bit of everything. Because I'd like to branch out and become a little more crafty. So this is an awesome book. I recommend that everybody buy it if they can find a copy. It's really old. It's like from the late 70s, I think the copyright was. But it still has some really good information in it, and I love it. Yep, copyright 1979. So it's kind of hard to find, but if you can find it, buy it. The next thing, my town has a, I'm pretty sure you've all heard of Goodwill before. Goodwill has thrift shops, and the proceeds from their sales go to different community programs and stuff. And in my city, I guess they had so many book donations that they had to actually go and build a Goodwill bookstore. So Goodwill in my city has a book-only store. So secondhand books, and we go there every once in a while, and that weekend we also went there, and I found the Complete Idiot's Guide to Sewing for $4. These idiot books, usually in Canada, they retail for about $25, and I found it for $4, and I really wanted a sewing book because I have a sewing machine, and I know the basics, like I know how to thread the bobbin, and I can make like a straight line of stitches and stuff, but I don't really know much about sewing, so I wanted a good sewing book so I can get more familiar with my sewing machine. So I bought that, and this has nothing to do with crafts, but at the Goodwill bookstore I also found the Nestle Classic Recipes book for $3, and I love to bake. I don't think I've ever shared that with you people, but I love to bake. And I also have a Hershey book kind of like this that I also found at that store during another trip a while ago, so this goes great with it. And recently I actually splurged on a stand mixer, so I might have to do some baking videos eventually, because I guess that's kind of a crafty thing. But yes, I love to bake. I just love to be in the kitchen. I love cooking shows, so cooking and needlecrafts. Those are my hobbies. Now you know something new about me. So I think that's all I had to show you today. I guess I'll show you this too. Last weekend I went out and I found this special edition Crochet World magazine, and there's a lot of really cute projects in here that I'm gonna make. So expect more videos showing off more things. I don't know how soon that'll be, because you know me, I'm kind of slow with my projects, but that's a good magazine, so if you can find a copy of that, you should pick it up. It's kind of pricey, it's like $10, but there's a lot of really good patterns in there. So I guess that's it. And happy crocheting, guys. I'll see you again soon.